Hello, everybody, and indeed, Chicago Tony V here, and I want to talk today about an organization that is near and dear to my heart, and that is Overeaters Anonymous. I am talking about Overeaters Anonymous. We call it OA for short. But I'm talking really about any 12-step program for compulsive overeating. I think there are many. I think Overeaters Anonymous is probably the most prominently known. And that's the one I have much experience with. I'm going to do two videos, okay? The one today is I'm going to talk about the good, okay? And there's a lot of good. There's a lot to be thankful of. Now, full disclosure, I don't go to OA meetings anymore, okay? That's going to be covered in, I guess, video number 2. But I'm really here to tell you, I think it's probably the right place for a lot of people. It turned out for me, it wasn't quite right, I think, in the long run. But I want to say I made some dear, lifelong friends. The group really helped me a lot. So if you're considering it, watch this video, and hopefully I will dissuade your fears. Now, as I said, I'm coming up with a follow-up video shortly to tell you why it didn't work out for me. There are a couple things they get wrong, in my opinion. But let's talk about the good. There's a lot of good. I think first and foremost, when you come to the decision that you're going to take the step of going to a 12-step program because you can't put down the Twinkies, that's really kind of a powerful thing, actually. You're actually doing, I guess, step 1, right? Which is admit we were powerless. That's an act of doing step 1. It's a very powerful thing because let's face it, no one says, "Oh, you know what I think I want to do? I want to go to these little rooms in churches, several days a week and talk about why I can't stop eating Funyuns, behind my wife's back, whatever." No one wishes to do that, okay? But we kind of get there because we decide, my gosh, where else do I have to go, right? So OA and other 12-step programs are great because it gives you a place to go. When all else has failed, when you feel completely hopeless, there is Overeaters Anonymous or whatever other 12-step program for eating. I'm not sure what other ones are out there. There's a real power in facing this not by yourself. So that's really, really good. The fact that you can join this group anonymously is awesome. And you can go meet in person, or they also do lots of online meetings. I've never done one of those, but I have a bunch of friends who are still in OA, and they go to a bunch of online meetings too. The fact that you don't have to go through this alone, I think, is super, super powerful. There's this relief, right? When you're at the end of your rope, when you've said to yourself, when you wake up and say, today, I'm going to eat like a sane person. I'm going to eat in such a way that I'm going to start losing weight. When you say that in the morning and then you fail by, morning 30, you've already failed by breakfast and you're on the slippery slope, and you do this day after day after day after day after day, over and over and over and over. You're beside yourself. And so the fact that you have a place to go is awesome. And not only that, but you have a place to go where you can go sit down in these rooms and you can actually be honest about what's going on. You can say, listen to the absolutely crazy shit that I did with food today. You can tell stories like, I bought an ice cream cake and I couldn't even wait to get home. I was eating it in my car, driving with my knees. Sadly, that's a true story. If you say that in an OA meeting, no one's going to look at you sideways, right? Because they've all been there in crazy, weird, wacky ways, right? So that's tremendously powerful. There's almost nowhere else where you can say to people, Like, I can't stop eating sugar, for example. That's a very, very popular one. Everyone at an OA meeting knows what you're talking about when you say, I can't stop eating sugar, right? There's almost nowhere else you can go where people will really take that very, very seriously. They understand. And where everyone in the room is really wanting and wishing and intending to cut that out, to stop it. All right. Everyone wants help. So it's super, super powerful. I think going to one of these meetings, or several, I'm not saying go to just one, whatever, check it out, see what you think. Go to a few, see what you think. Maybe it'll work for you. Ended up not working for me. I'll put that out in the next video, but I'm telling you, I want to make it very clear. These are great places. It should work for a lot of people. The fact that they give you an opportunity to say things out loud, to speak the truth out loud to other people, like my risking my life driving my car with my niece so I can eat an ice cream cake down the road before I get home, things like that. The fact that you have a place to say this out loud and admit it to other people, super, super powerful, right? And I find people in these 12-step meetings to be lovely, lovely people. Everyone is pretty much broken in their own weird way. I've come to believe that, addicts there are a lot of similarities, right? This is why I can relate to alcoholics, no problem. Even though booze, I could totally take it or leave it. I can relate to drug addicts, no problem, even though I've never done drugs, right? Because I'm terrified. It doesn't matter. We all seem to be the same. So you're instantly going to a place now where you have a bunch of people like you who understand, who get it. So if you're in the process of finally realizing, holy cow, I may never beat this thing, or I'm in real trouble, by the time you get to Overeaters Anonymous, if you're a thinking person and if you're like me, you've said to yourself over and over, okay, now this time I'm serious. This time I'm serious. I'm really going to change. I'm really going to try. And you fail over and over and over and over. It's unbelievable. It's really unbelievable. But thank God you have a place like that, filled with a bunch of nice people who have been there too. When you get to the rooms, when you're new, you're surrounded by a bunch of people who have more experience than you do now. They're in the process, they're working through it, and they can help you not freak out, because everyone in the room has been there. Everyone has been to a meeting for the first time, so they get it, right? So it's awesome. It's really powerful. And I would say, I want to make the point too, that this anonymity is very, very powerful. The fact that you can just go there and be anonymous is huge, right? Not everyone's like me. I'm some sort of weirdo who's like admitting this on the internet now, probably big mistake. But the fact that you can go there, no one needs to know who you are. It's awesome, because you can just finally start to get honest about things. So super, super powerful. So I would say, and also it's not expensive. It's just they work on donations. Many obese people, right, are not only dealing with obesity, but they're dealing with other problems too, like financial struggles, because they're having such physical problems that they're having a hard time keeping a job. I've known several people who have gone that far. I've known several talented people. I had a really good friend in OA who was a talented attorney who could no longer even get to his office. He was so huge. This affected it. He couldn't get out of his bedroom hardly, essentially. Knew another guy, mechanic, and he became ambulatory. He couldn't even fit into his car anymore. It's crazy. Some of the things I've seen, it's amazing. But it's just great that you have a place to go, and it doesn't cost you anything. It's donations. If you want to give a couple of bucks, great. If you can't, no problem. You know, this versus Weight Watchers. Now, I never did Weight Watchers. I tried a lot of stuff. I didn't happen to try Weight Watchers. But, you know, knowing me, I was pretty sure it's going to fail. Nothing will work. But that stuff's really expensive, you know. Overeaters Anonymous and all these 12-step programs, it's my understanding, they're actually free. It won't cost you a nickel. It's amazing. As I said, I'm coming out with a video here shortly where I'm going to talk about the other side. There are some things that these groups get wrong, and I think they need to be things need to be said. And I'm just trying to be honest. I'm going to tell you in the next video why I stopped going, why it ended up not working out for me. All right. A quick update in case you haven't seen one of my recent videos. So I've been, I finally regained, I started my new plan, my new journey, right, to a healthy body weight. And so far over 8 months, I'm down 45 pounds. So it's been going real well. I'm going to use this YouTube channel to talk about what's been working for me, and maybe it'll work for you. Who knows? If you're struggling with processed food addiction, we're going to be fast friends, because I can't deal with that stuff. It'll mow me down every time, and it'll swell me up every time. All right. Be on the lookout for my next video. I will explain the downside of OA and why I am no longer a practicing member. Okay? All right. In the meantime, I like you and I love you. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And I will see you on the next video. Take care.